should be my last review with this camera and microphone setup. Uh, Hopefully, no more mic problems where the audio just seems to go in and out every 3 seconds. But hopefully, the Avatar video, I have everything all ready and set up. It is 3 in the morning, so I don't have time to set it up right now, but I will for this next video. And let's just get right to Housemaid, directed by the maker of two good movies in Spy and Bridesmaids, and one horrible movie in the 2016, 2017 Ghostbusters movie. I can't recall. That one was it was just shit. And that being my last experience, I think, with this director left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth, so I wasn't too excited for The Housemaid. I think Sklenar, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, is an okay actor. The cast didn't excite me either, to be honest. I mean, I'm one of the non Sydney Sweeney haters. I think she's an okay actress. I don't think she's splendid, but I see potential in her. It seems like she tries to care about her job, and hopefully, I mean, it seems after that apology she did, people are actually now going to her movies. When I went, every single showing was sold out for this movie. I don't know if it was because it was before Avatar came out or something, but every single showing for this movie was completely sold out, which I could not believe. Because the past three Sydney Sweeney movies I've watched this year, not even half capacity for like a single showing. So good on this movie for at least filling out the seats, but the cast is just okay. Sydney Sweeney, Brandon Sklenar, I hope I'm not fucking butchering that name, and Amanda Seyfried. I don't know why I can't get those two names right, but all three of them are just okay. None of them really excited me, made me want to go watch the movie, and I think they all just do a pretty decent job in this movie. Obviously, Amanda probably does the best out of the three of them, but the other two aren't too horrible. I think the worst part about this movie, and why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 when I think in one reality this movie's actually probably a 7 or an 8, but not this one. This script is absolutely horrible. It is one of the worst scripts of the year, and it seems to be a constant trend with Sydney Sweeney movies, or movies she stars in. The scripts have just been horrible. This movie's I can't remember what review I said it in, but this might be worst script of the year. Like there's not a single positive moment where any of the characters are talking. Sorry if you hear me sniffling. I'm still a bit sick. Every single dialogue interaction just feels so weird and out of place. It almost feels like you're running through a video game and you're spamming the A button. That's how these characters feel like talking to each other. It's just so strange. I think the chemistry is pretty okay. Obviously, it worked with Sydney and Brandon, but I think Amanda killed it, man. I mean, she clearly was the best performance in this movie. Though I think in some of the scenes where she tries to act crazy, she doesn't do as good as I wanted her to. Compared to the rest of the movie, I think she does really, really good. But there's a few scenes here and there, like the scene where she's in the kitchen and she can't find her notes for her meeting, and she's just breaking the kitchen and stuff. There were some weird parts where she just looked like she gave up on like trying to freak out, and she would just like lightly drop in the plates, and I don't know if that was a choice of the actor slash director or they wanted her to seem a little bit sane, because obviously the twist in this movie is that she was never insane in the first place. Also, that twist sucked. I haven't been a huge fan of the twist this year in movies, and Housemaid is keeping that trend going. I think the twist in this movie is just about average. I mean, it was really predictable that Brandon was going to be the bad guy. I don't remember seeing any trailers for this movie. I know I've seen it. I've seen a trailer, but I can't remember anything that happened in the trailers that might have given it away. But this movie gives it away like maybe 30 minutes in that Brandon is the bad guy. And I think he's kind of decent when he's screaming and being evil, but I think he's just there for being sexy. Uh, Him being the rumored next Batman actor he isn't doing good. Is showing and proving his worth. I think some of the scenes where he's acting a bit uh high and mighty, or rich and what's the word? Rich and astute. I'm not sure, but when the scenes where he's acting like a rich guy, I think work really well for me. But everything else in this movie, and almost every other movie he's in, he doesn't sell me as like an actor who can do something bigger than what he's actually doing. I feel like he might just be stuck doing these rom coms, and then once in a blue moon, an action movie. I said it to my girlfriend after the movie ended. I hope one of these days, before 2027, when they start filming or whatever, he gets a big movie and he gets a big role that proves himself, because his other filmography alongside The Housemaid just isn't doing it for me. He needs to be a bigger actor. He has the face, he has the looks. I think he can inflect his voice good enough to switch between, uh, handsome and manly to like a bit of a skittish outcast. I think he could do it. He just hasn't shown anything worthwhile. And Sydney Sweeney, which I mentioned a lot earlier, I think she does good too. She just does her role in the movie, playing a little attractive teenage. No, she's like in her 20s. 20-year-old college student. I think she does a good job. Her end parts where she's a bit psychotic, I think work a little bit well too. Just the script really does her dirty. The script does all three of them really, really dirty. I mean, there was some huge potential here in this movie, and is the writer the same as? No, the writer hasn't done anything impressive in her career, which really doesn't help. I don't know. Maybe if they had Paul do the director, if they had the director do the writing instead, maybe this could have been better. I'm not sure. There's so many rom com writers out there, or rom com thriller writers, I guess is what this movie is. Why not use any of them? You use someone who's done only like mediocre horror movie. It looks like it just doesn't work. I mean, horror movie scripts and rom com thriller scripts are just so completely separate from each other. I don't know what that choice was. I'm not sure. The script is just so horrible. Another bad thing I didn't like about this movie, which is why I was kind of juggling between a 5 and a 6, was the music choices. They felt so out of place and random, and we've had so many directors recently trying to do like these really cool needle drops in movies. It just doesn't work at all in this movie. There's about 5 of them, like 4 or 5, and not a single one lands for me, which is such a shock because there's so many opportunities in this movie, specifically like the sex scene with Sydney Sweeney and Brandon. Why is there not like a really good needle drop there? I'm not too sure. I think there were just so many wrong steps in so many potential good directions they took in this movie, and it's such a shame. Housemaid could have been much better than it is. I'm a bit rambling now, but it's still a fun movie, to be honest. It is 2 hours, and it is probably the longest 2 hours of a movie I've watched this year. It's really, really dragging. Past the part where Sydney gets trapped in the room and they start doing the backstory of Amanda's character, it does not work at all. There's way too much exposition. It goes on way too long. I do not care this much about Amanda's backstory, where you have to replay every single scene that we've seen already. You have to show me like 20-minute footage of scenes we haven't seen. And then now you have to do it with Sydney Sweeney. It's just so fucking strange to me. There's so much bullshit that's packed into this movie for the last hour, hour and a half. I'm not last hour. I'm gonna give it some space. But the last hour of this movie, way too much filler bullshit. Just get straight to it. I don't need 20 minutes of Amanda's backstory. I do not. It is so annoying, and it makes this movie's pacing go from pretty damn good to god awful dog shit. This movie easily could have been 90 minutes if they just cut out all the boring bullshit that no one cared about. Uh, Also, the ending, leaving it up for a potential sequel, is so weak. And I know this is based off a book or a novel. I don't know how that one ends, but I do not want to see another movie where this character that Sydney Sweeney's playing is going around to rich people's houses and just killing their husbands. It is very funny for a one off movie like this Housemaid movie. I don't need a Housemaid 2. I don't need a Housemaid 3. I don't want a spin off show. I don't want nothing. Please just let this be the last one. Not that I hated it so much. I don't believe in second chances for these type of movies. We don't need a sequel. leave it at the Housemaid, let it be a one-off thing that all three of these guys have in their career, and call it a night. Yeah, if you haven't seen Housemaid, I think it's fun. It's a interesting rom-com thriller, but that second half is really gonna kill you. Maybe you'll enjoy it more than me.